The voice of Dixie State College. Dixie Sun News.
Welcome to this week's edition of Dixie Sun News. My name is Samantha Tomer.
And I'm Taylor.
And with the help of our field reporters, we will be filling you in on the latest campus news. As Dixie is becoming a university, students are concerned about the increases in student fees. One fee Dixie is looking at adding will go towards putting more defibrillators around campus. Kashara Bjorkman has the story.
Starting this fall, there is a possibility that an additional 25 cents will be added to student fees to go toward new defibrillators on campus. I spoke to the head of financial aid to get more information.
I went before the student leaders and asked for the 25 cents in student fee money from each student each semester to be put into an account to help with the AEDs or the defibrillators. We started talking about different projects maybe on campus that would help benefit the school as a whole. And one of the things that I had noticed is we didn't have very many defibrillators on campus.
Students don't seem to mind the idea of a small increase to student fees for these uses.
I think that it sounds like a good idea for our health and safety at school, so it's not too much of a price to pay.
I don't mind paying extra 25 cents to have a few more defibrillators around here. Honestly, I haven't seen really any. I don't know where they are.
I believe there are currently either 10 or 11. I don't know if there's 10 or 11 that are currently on campus. With the president's help and the administration's help, we're hoping to add another 20 to campus. We need to have one in every building, and buildings such as the Holland, we need multiple in this building. So with the larger buildings, there should be more than one.
Well, there's 4 floors on that building. It's like 5. We need more, I think.
There's supposed to be more students coming every semester, so I think it's a good move for the school to go ahead and accommodate for that many people.
I see no harm in, preventing as a prevention type of thing, and I think it's for the best. I really do.
Reporting for the Dixie Sun News, this is Kashara Bjorkman.
Stand by. The defibrillators could be a priceless investment if it helps to save students and faculty's lives. I sure wouldn't mind spending an extra 25 cents to have more of them around campus.
While Dixie contemplates student fees for the upcoming semester, the students are worried about increases in tuition. Many students rely on financial aid and student loans to pay for their education. Reporter Michael Seary talked to students and financial aid advisors to find out the positive and negative consequences of taking out student loans.
Many students at Dixie State College use student loans to attend school. While student loans can be helpful to some students, it can be a big stress for others.
Student loans can have many good influences on students, such as it can give them the money to pay for school, help them get a higher education, and most importantly, give students a chance to even go to school.
Financial aid has had a big impact on me because I was not born very wealthy, so my parents don't make that much. So getting financial aid has helped me even go to school because it is something that is very expensive and something I couldn't just afford right off the bat.
For me, I'm pretty much relying on financial aids. My poor background and, given this opportunity to go to school, how else am I going to pay for school without the financial aids? I think it's a wonderful blessing that we do have financial aid.
Even though student loans can have a lot of good impacts and can help students pay for school, they can also be a negative thing for students in the future and can come with a lot of consequences for not paying them back.
Negatively, they can accrue a large loan debt. And sometimes they're taking student loans for things that they don't really need to use them for, and so they're accruing more debt than they're going to be able to pay when they get out of school.
When you take out a loan, it can really affect your credit really bad, and it's easy to get in debt. It's kind of hard to pay it off, especially being a student and stuff like that. It's really challenging.
Reporting for Dixie Sun News, this is Michael Seary.
I definitely think taking out student loans is good if you're in a bad financial situation.
I don't know, for me, I have a hard time being in debt for people, so it probably wouldn't be a good decision for me. Dixie State has started a new program called Starfish, which is designed to help students who may be struggling in classes. Not many students are aware of the program and how it may benefit them. Reporter Amber English set out to get the details.
The option to give feedback on their students. The Starfish program helps students know how well they're doing in their classes and what improvements they might need.
One more thing I'd like students to know about Starfish is that this past semester it was used mainly for faculty to raise these flags and let students know about the concerns. In the next couple weeks we're going to be sending out a mass email to all the students letting them know that they can log in themselves using the same login that they use to register for classes. They can log in and they'll see a little link at the bottom called Starfish. So they can log in and see anything that any of their instructors have said about them, both positive or things they need to work on. They don't need to wait for someone to call them or to get an email. They'll be able to go in and just see what some of the feedback has been given. And they'll also be able to see, it's called a Success Network, where it will show their advisor and who else they can reach out to get help.
There are many ways the Starfish program is useful to students.
I think it can be if the students value the information that's given, but I think a lot of times students just think that they know better and that they don't need to go to class.
I think this program would help students because it'd be more one-on-one through the Starfish program versus 1-on-40 in the classroom.
It would be good because if they feel like they're being noticed in their class, then they will try harder because they feel like someone cares about them, and they'll know that they can go to someone if they need help.
Reporting for the Dixie Sun News, I'm Amber English.
Starfish is a great way to get students more aware of their individual performance in their classes. This is definitely a program that students should take advantage of.
Students who live on campus are required to purchase a meal card from the Red Rock Cafe. Many students are disappointed and argue about the hours of operation and the prices. Calvin Smith has more.
Standing in front of the Red Rock Cafe. It's about 7:10 in the evening, and on Saturday and Sunday nights, the Red Rock Cafe closes at 7:30. But what does this mean for students with meal cards, who are forced to buy the majority of their food here? For students who live on campus, a meal card is a requirement.
Okay, well, I eat here for every meal because I live at the dorms and I have a meal card.
Yeah, I do. It's right here. Woo.
This is my meal card, and what it does is we can spend our money down at the cafe, the Red Rock Cafe, to whatever food they have down there.
The Red Rock Cafe does provide a variety of choices for students, including Chinese food, fries, hamburgers, and more. But the window of time that all of these choices are available is limited, causing many students to find the menu less than tasteful.
I'm only allowed to use it in the Red Rock Cafe itself, which I hate because I think it's disgusting. And they never stock up on anything. If it's gone, and you just have to wait till the next day, and they have ridiculous hours. So if I'm hungry at night, I can't go eat because it closes at 7.
My least favorite would probably be home cooking on Sundays, because it's all leftovers all the time from the whole week.
The people here are nice. I like the atmosphere. The food, this being the second semester, is kind of getting old. But other than that, and the hours during holidays, they don't really advertise well when they're going to be closed. So sometimes we're just scrambling for money to go find food somewhere else.
It can improve on being open during holiday weekends and having better hours and the food and having more diversity with what we eat, because I live on campus, so I have to eat here every day.
I think it's good. They usually have an option of something that I like, and I don't know, the food tastes good to me. One thing that I would improve is sometimes they'll say something's open and it's not really open when you come.
Prices, oh my gosh, this is a whole nother topic right here. The prices, it's way overpriced, everything. It's just way expensive, all of it. And it's not even they price it like it's a 5-star restaurant when it's really 2 stars.
It can be difficult for a restaurant to know what type of change is required. Some students would appreciate being able to spend their meal card money in more than one place, or at the very least being able to keep their rollover money rather than losing it at the end of the year. The Red Rock Cafe has posted a suggestion box for students to leave their comments and concerns.
It's good for me to have a meal plan because I live in the dorms, so I don't have anything to cook with, so that's nice. But the fact that I'm only allowed to use it in there and I can't go to Stacks or any other on-campus place is ridiculous.
For students that can afford it, establishments that work to earn the trust of their customers have become the alternative.
Well, we always keep our products fresh. We don't have a freezer in the back. We have a walk-in. Keeps everything room temperature. We don't store anything longer than 2 days, so our products are always fresh. It's kind of our job to get food out in under 8 minutes, so we try to keep that on target.
Whether you're satisfied or dissatisfied with the Red Rock Cafe, the first step in changing it is letting your voice be known. And with our looming university status, the suggestion box is wide open. Calvin Smith, Dixie Sun News.
Many students around campus agree that the Red Rock Cafe should make some changes, especially since Dixie will be a university soon. If you would like to see a change in campus dining, be sure to leave your suggestions.
Dixie State is being represented by many sports programs. As basketball soon comes to a close, reporter Kylie Young talked to number 42, Zach Robbins, to see the challenges facing him and the team for the rest of the season.
This week we're talking to number 42, Zach Robbins.
So coming back for my mission was definitely a big transition. I had both positive and negative effects. I think as far as basketball-wise, obviously it was really difficult getting back into shape after not having played for 2 years, the whole conditioning and strength, and then with my footwork and other skills as well. But I think it really helped me as far as the mental aspect of my game, as far as communicating on the court and my work ethic. So it was both positive and negative, but overall I think in the long term it will be helpful to my game. Now that I've back playing lots of basketball, obviously it takes a lot of your time as a college athlete, and so one thing that I really like to do when I'm not playing basketball is to do crossword puzzles, and I always get them on Mondays and Tuesdays because the longer the week goes on, the harder the puzzles get. I did get betrothed in early November. She was up in Rexburg, Idaho, and she and my whole family came we had a couple of games that were back-to-back, and so I wasn't going to do it if we lost the game. So I didn't have too great of a plan because after we won, I was like, all right, it's go time. She said yes, so we're good to go. If I have any hidden talents outside of basketball, I think my main one is ping pong. Grew up with a table. My brothers, we would just battle, go back and forth. I got a new paddle called the Titan for Christmas. Before every game, I always try and do at least 2 things. Normally I always take a nap, essential, and I always try and get a big nutritious meal in before that to just give me lots of energy. And then usually when I wake up from my nap, to get me kind of pumped up for the game, I go on YouTube and watch like NBA's greatest dunk mixes, and helps me kind of get in my mental attack mode. The biggest challenges that will face us as a team for the rest of the meeting will probably be our San Francisco trip that we'll leave on this next weekend. We'll be gone for a little over a week, and we'll have 4 games in that stretch. And so it's really hard to play, back to back to back with only a day off in between. And those are just some really important games that'll help us to make sure we secure our conference. I'd just like to give a big thank you to my parents and my family, who've always just been a great support and help, and also my fiance McCall as well, who's very supportive. I definitely just love them all and couldn't do what I do without them. So thank you.
I'm Kylie Young reporting for Dixie Sun News.
Be sure to come and support all the sports teams on campus and show your Dixie spirit.
I think it definitely helps Dixie when all the fans come out and support.
That's for sure.
That's our show for this week. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to tune in every Wednesday. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Samantha. We'll see you next week.